Marucci head coach Chad Raley here at the WWBA, and those initials have such a ring for your organization. You know, it was the underclass in 10 and 11 when you guys won championships. You won this event both levels in 2011, as the older players as well did. For you, getting your players together, and especially in this fall event, players from around the country, how much has it meant to your squad and your program?
It's meant a lot. I mean, this is kind of the mecca of amateur baseball, I guess you would call it. You know, these kids have been hearing about Jupiter since they were probably in 8th grade freshmen, and you know, a lot of these guys are really excited to come back. And you know, of course, this is always exciting atmosphere for us as coaches, and getting to see all the scouts and the college coaches. It's a great atmosphere.
And again, specifically describe the makeup of this roster, your fall roster. We'll get into some of the changes you have, but the makeup of this fall roster geographically.
This year's team, we kind of built it around more of a team aspect. And we don't have as many of the huge name prospects as we have in the past, because you know, I wanted some guys that are really going to get after that field and play hard. I didn't feel like our roster last year really played very hard. It was more individual based. And I wanted to get back to that team aspect of baseball. I mean, it's when you get a group of guys and they're able to mesh as a team and play as a team, it makes for a special weekend. It's just really fun to coach.
Okay, so that takes me to the Super 25 roster that you guys put together. Yep. As a club. It was even more so focused on team because it had to be. Yep. But you did it much more within your own neighborhoods, Louisiana, maybe Mississippi and Alabama. That was with intent, correct?
Right. We specifically wanted to start with Louisiana, and then the guys that we had out of state we had ties to. You know, we had a group of 4 Arkansas kids that had played together, and Tom Pagnozzi helps coach with us, and they've been playing with us for a couple of years, and we were able to keep those guys. We had 2 Georgia guys that actually lived in my house this summer and trained with us and everything. But those guys had been with us on the underclass team from last year. It was just 2 special kids that I was really close to, and you know, whenever we decided to do Super 25, it was hard at first, you know, for some of the phone calls I had to make to the national kids, say, look, we're not going to do the national program again. We're going to stay more regionally in the summer. But, you know, to be able to get some of those kids that I had ties to play with us, it made for a special summer.
Well, then you won it.
Yeah, we did win it. Unfortunately, I wasn't actually there in Arizona, but we did win it, and it was, you know, that was our goal. That's what we preached to the kids all summer long was, you know, hey, we're trying to win the Super 25 National Championship, and they got there, and you know, I know I think they had a couple tough games in pool play, and then they strapped it on in playoff time and did the job.
Final question for you. You can tell, listening to what this man has to say, some thought process goes into player development. Obviously, a great equipment-based company, certainly in the name of Marucci. What's next? As you look ahead, as you have really grown into a unique, I mean, there aren't many clubs that are doing what you're doing. What's next? What do you hope you accomplish next over the next few years?
Yeah, we want to continue to build strong teams and use the Super 25 model. And you know, my personal goal is to kind of not really take over, but I want to have a stronghold in the South and get some of those top players and get those guys together at a young age and bring them up. And I want to be strong in every age group. We're not going to focus on just one team or anything like that. We want to go from 15 years old up to 17, and then 18 we usually break off. And you know, this Midland game was pretty cool with us today because you know, we hand off a lot of our guys to our 18-year-olds to Midland, and you know, it's a fun, friendly rivalry or whatever. But the, you know, the main goal is we want to continue with the, you know, in the summer times we're going to do the Super 25. Stay with the Super 25 teams and keep building them throughout the summer, and then, you know, in the falls for the 2 big events, the underclass and Jupiter, we'll kind of go outside the realm if we have to.
Chad Raley, head coach of Marucci Elite, thank you very much.
Thanks.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah.
Follow him on Twitter at Marucci Elite. It's at Marucci Elite. Chad Raley, again, a unique step for this organization and really off to a great start.
Okay.